Honorable Minister of Human Resource Development of India, and the distinguished members on stage, distinguished members of the audience, and ladies and gentlemen. I am mainly going to talk about some of the best practices from higher education in Sri Lanka, and depending on my time, I am going to shorten it to 10 to 15 minutes. Sri Lanka, the most cost-effective and quality education hub in Asia. That is our vision. These are the contents of my presentation. I am not going to explain all these things. And as you know, Sri Lanka is a small country with a population of 20 million, and 60% are below age 35. Our average growth of GDP is 8%. It's considered as second fastest growing economy in South Asia. A stable government with 2/3 majority in the parliament, and per capita income is around $2,800, 2011, and we are planning to double it by 2015. Inflation 6.8 and unemployment is below 5.4. Booming tourism, we are trying to find out natural gas and oil, and also conducive environment for direct foreign direct investment, etc., etc. So, Sri Lanka's long-term vision, according to the Mahinda Chintana, that is the President's vision, that is to be the miracle of Asia. And that, we are talking about 5 hubs. We are trying to become a naval hub, aviation hub, energy hub, commercial hub, and more importantly, knowledge hub. Without knowledge, as we discussed earlier, we are unable to achieve any of those hubs. So human capital development is the key. In that case, higher education plays a vital role. So develop a youth who can see the world over the horizon is the President's one of the main targets and vision of the Minister of Higher Education to be the most cost-effective and quality education hub in Asia. And as you know, in Sri Lanka, we have 15 national universities, 2 Buddhist universities, 17 higher education institutes, and 12 advanced technological institutes. All belongs to the government. And there are 36 non-state higher education institutes providing degrees, diplomas, and certificates. But still, we don't have universities, so-called non-state universities, due to the restrictions of the legal. But we are trying to change that also with a new act. So, major programs which we have introduced during the last 2 years, and responsible higher education institutes, globally employable graduates, etc., which I am going to explain from now on. So, number 1 is the responsible higher education institutes. Our Minister, S.P. Dissanayake, Higher Education Minister, in 2010 declared, as universities and other higher education institutes, we should proactively accept the responsibility of our own graduates regarding their quality and employability. Because it's very important, because otherwise universities are producing graduates and they are not taking the responsibility of their own graduates. So it is no more valid. So therefore, from ministry to be passed that responsibility to the UGC, then to the universities, vice chancellors, councils, deans, and head of department. So if 1,000 students are coming out of the university, vice chancellor and the council should take the responsibility of their own quality. And if 500 are coming out of the faculty, dean and the dean's faculty council should take the responsibility, and 200 coming out of the department, head of department and the lecturer should accept the responsibility. And world-class universities and globally employable graduates. That is our theme, because all our university graduates should be globally employable, not only locally but also globally. We should go to the other world markets, so we should study what is happening in the markets and their needs. That is one aspect. On the other hand, out of that 15 universities, we are planning to upgrade 7 universities as world-class universities. Last year, we selected 6, Colombo, Peradeniya, Moratuwa, Ruhuna, Jayawardenepura, Kelaniya, and allocated 100 million into 6. And this year, we added Jaffna University also to this list. Now, we are trying to make 7 universities as world-class universities. As a result, our world ranking has gone up, and we want to make at least 6 universities among the top 1,000 universities. These are the results as a focusing on this world-class university program. And also we are talking about the 100% employable graduates. No matter what is the faculty or department, they should produce 100% employable graduates. It is compulsory to calculate the employability ratio by all higher education institutes. From 2012, it was implemented, and we do the employability ratio survey on the graduation date. All the students should fill a form, and we can publish that employability ratio every year. Last year, we calculated, now we have completed 7 universities employability ratio. Overall employability of all these 7 universities was 54%. So we can find this blue area as employability, full employability. This yellow area is the unemployed. That means they are doing some job but not matching with the degree. And here you find the number of students and the dates. After they are leaving this university, within 3 to 14 months, they have done their graduation ceremony, depending on the faculty and all. Numbers also there. Then in case of agriculture, there are 5 agriculture faculties in these 7 universities. Average employability was 70.32, and it's depending from 51 to 80%. And the main problem is with the arts or the social sciences, and it was average employability was 23.6, and it's varying from 30 to 14.5. So what we are trying to do is giving the targets. Okay, why don't you improve your employability further 15 to 20, 20 to 30, likewise. And they should think, why, if you are getting the best of the cream, because in Sri Lanka, the higher education is free of charge, we are getting the best of the best, so we should change our product or value addition during the university time, not just giving a degree and sending home. And management is 60.4. There are about six faculties in that 7, and it's varying from 46 to 77. So that is about the employability ratio, and improving leadership and soft skills of the graduates also very important. Through various research, we have found that employers' expectations are different from the available graduates' quality and skills. For example, according to the World Bank survey, private sector is expecting these soft skills. Number 1, initiativeness, then flexibility, adaptability, responsibility, decision making, problem solving, and creativity. The one more survey, top 10 most important skills and capabilities when recruiting new graduates. The number 1 is communication skills, 86%, teamwork, 85%, integrity, intellectual ability, confidence, etc., etc. But in the classroom, on the other way, we just given them the theoretical knowledge. So how are we going to incorporate these skills to the graduates is our challenge. So leadership training for all the new entries. Normally 23,000 students are entering to the university every year, and we are giving a leadership training from the last year, 3 weeks training in defense training camps, and all are getting 3 weeks training. That is one aspect to change their mindset and improve the leadership and soft skills. Then also, according to the management definition, leading a team to achieve a planned objectives. All these graduates should be future leaders. So all these planned objectives has to be achieved. So if you want to achieve these planned objectives, they should lead. So all the graduates should be good leaders. But if there is no leadership qualities, the achievement is poor. So that is also one area. Then to improve their IT and communication skills, English and IT training for all new students also part. Before they enter the university, we give them IT and English training also while they are waiting for the university entrance. Laptop for all also one initiative we have introduced through a bank loan system. And the professional graduates program. To improve the employability of the graduates, we introduced this program. While they are doing the degree, they can obtain professional qualifications like accounting, CIMA, chartered, ACA, or marketing, or human resource management, whatever they want, while they are doing the degree in the university itself. and enterprising graduates. Universities should produce not only job seekers, but also the employment providers or job givers. That is also very important. So therefore, with Young Entrepreneurs Sri Lanka, YESL, we are developing an enterprising graduates program. So our target is to produce at least 1,500 graduates as entrepreneurs. Not only public sector, but also private sector like HSBC, NDB also funding this project. Then improving effectiveness and efficiency of the university administration, also a must. Introducing ICT based on management like UHEMIS and business process reengineering, introducing new organizational cultures, and introducing KPIs, key performance indicators to the university system is one of those. These are the strategic management model we have introduced, and also change management. Whenever we do a change, there's a roller coaster. Initially, they will oppose and not helping us, so we know in that they're trying to do these changes. And in changes, systems are very important. 80% has to be changed the systems. Therefore, system changes are very important, and 20% is human, that is again leadership. Then this is the creating high performance organization model we propose. I am not going to explain all these things. Then these are the key performance indicators for all the universities, world university ranking, number of foreign students in the country, foreign exchange earned, etc., etc. There are 35 key performance indicators we have introduced. Then introducing market-oriented degree programs, also very important. Today, there is a huge demand from the hospitality industry, so we introduced those market-oriented degrees. Then, normally we say, those days, if you wanted to listen to a radio song, we were buying a gramophone disc. Later on, cassette came out and CD now is there and MP3, MP4. So what we say is the market is asking for MP3, MP4 or at least CD. But still some universities are producing gramophone discs. So we have to break that. That is the challenge. So analog to digital. So our challenge is to make all these higher education institutes digital. That is our and also the knowledge itself is not enough. Knowledge plus skills plus attitudes and mindset also very important. Therefore, we have introduced this KSAM model. If you want to produce a globally employable graduates, so we have to focus on KSAM. That is knowledge, theoretical and practical, and the skills, basic skills and the specific skills, and attitudes, positive attitudes, and the mindset, how you see the world. That is also very important. And these are the tourism industry oriented jobs. I'm not going to explain all these things. So all the universities can introduce this kind of novel courses. Then IT BPO sector, banking and insurance, shipping and logistic areas. Then inter-university talent show, reality show. There are a lot of talents in the universities, but normally university students are famous for strikes, poster, campaign and demonstrators. To break that, we have introduced a campaign called Kavita. I will show you a small presentation from that. 32 television programs. The final is going to be in 2012 December. And Quality Assurance Accreditation Qualification Framework Act and also the Council is in the pipeline. And also I should mention the Indian government is helping us a lot by giving 200 scholarships to Sri Lanka every year, and also research assistants and all. And also to improve the Jaffna University, this year the Indian government is giving 300 million to the Kilinochchi agriculture faculty and engineering faculty. Also, we are planning to have a program with IIT and Tamil Nadu University, a joint program with the Jaffna University. So, this is the TV commercial which we
උසස් අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යාංශයේ ක්‍රීඩා හා කුසලතා සංවර්ධන අංශය ඉදිරිපත් කරන කවිතා 2012 ප්‍රතිභාපූර්ණ යොමු චින්තනයේ උත්කර්ෂය එළිදකින වින්දනීය ටෙලිවිෂන් අත්දැකීම කවිතා 2012
Thank you.
රාත්‍රී 9:45ට.
So thank you very much for inviting me for this great event for the organizers. Good luck. Thank you.